Oh, baby.
Come
Ready
on.
for some basketball.
Let's do
Denver
it.
Nuggets basketball, baby.
Oh, yes.
What is everybody? Welcome to the pregame show.
Let's go.
Presented by Miller Lite. What time is it, boys?
Miller time.
Oh, man, it is Miller time. We can get some Millers tonight. Maybe a bucket. Oh, drink them all.
Oh, man.
Let's do it.
I'm new a man from Nantucket.
Oh, really? We're also here in the Toyota Lounge, driven by your Front Range Toyota stores. Toyota, the official vehicle of DNVR. Hop in the Toyota chat. Join the conversation. Join the supporters club. Use some emojis. Maybe a new emoji will present itself to us tonight if something happens worthy of an emoji. You never know. You never know.
You really don't know.
Nuggets have some injuries, some guys out, and they're playing their rival. There's no shortage of storylines heading into this game. D-Line Co's in the house.
That's right, guys. I don't know if anyone's looked around in the set in the last 3 seconds. There's a new addition.
Look at that.
Red Hawk Roofing basketball light. We can't be beat. I mean, on Red Hawk Roofing neon sign light. Come on. Get
I
out.
got the honor of giving them a 5-star review today because I'm now officially a customer, so I got to go and give a review. I actually gave him 4 stars. So, you know,
keep them humble, dude.
Keep them humble. No, I'm kidding. Over here, Superstar Dev.
This might be the first game all season long that I'm actually excited about. I feel like in every other game, Denver should have won every single game of this one. I'm a little bit worried. I want to see which Denver team that we get in this one. I'm excited.
It is true, though, man. You make a good point that I feel like over the last 5 games, I knew what Nuggets we were going to get. Like every night, I just went into it like, okay, they're going to win by 10 to 20 points. I just knew it. Tonight, I'm like, I don't really know what's going to happen. I kind of, I said it feels like a fake game. You didn't feel like that.
I don't, because last I checked, Nikola Jokic is playing. Last I checked, Jamal Murray is playing. Last I checked, Aaron Gordon was playing. Yeah. And the 2 starters that are out are kind of the 2 starters that you feel like are the most swappable with guys on the bench.
While I 100% believe that to be true, I also, the thought crossed my mind of, will we feel their absence? You know, like when they were in the games, you're like, I don't really notice them. Sometimes you remove that and you're like, I noticed now.
I noticed them.
Yeah. So I don't know, but let's go to some game notes here. What do we got, D-Line?
Well, listen, the Denver Nuggets are going to their arch rival, as you mentioned, the Minnesota Timberwolves, who are coming in their 5th place in the Western Conference. They're 8-4 this year. Our beloved Denver Nuggets are 9-2. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah.
You know what's funny though? Not that different.
Truly not that different.
It feels like it is, but it's
really not. And they've started off the year with missing Anthony Edwards for quite a bit. Now he's back. They do have Terrence Shannon Jr. out. The Nuggets,
he's out?
Yes.
He's kind of a Nugget killer. So I feel like that's a big loss for them.
He's out in Perens foot. We have, unfortunately, as you mentioned, our own Cameron Johnson, professional basketball player, is out Perens arm.
Okay. I like this. You're just taking it out.
Yeah, dude. Nikola Jokic has shown up on the injury report.
Oh, what is it?
Day-to-day.
Parentheses.
Perens wrist.
No!
Dude. The wrist.
Dude, his wrist's never been better.
It's returned?
Listen, man, it says wrist. Kale tells me, I don't see it here in Perens, but he says it's the left wrist, not the right.
Really?
I don't know where Kale's getting his info, but I love this info.
The left
Kale,
wrist.
where'd you get this info?
I think I saw Ryan Blackburn tweeted earlier.
Okay. Ryan Blackburn.
I love it. We're like, we don't care about his left wrist.
Well, I mean, truly, listen, I care about every part of him. But if it is his non-shooting wrist, I feel a lot better. I feel like it was just yesterday that I mentioned that I believe his superpower lies in his wrists, and then it immediately shows up on the report.
If it's not the wrist, though.
If it's not the wrist,
I mean, if you had to pick one wrist for him to be injured, you would pick the left.
I would pick the left.
Yeah.
And it turns out I am maybe have to pick one wrist tonight.
Yeah.
And then, as the title of the show would tell you, Christian Braun out, Perens ankle. But this is not any ordinary ankle injury. This one looks like it's going to be going on for a while. I've heard maybe 6 to 8 weeks.
Well, it says reevaluated in 6 weeks, so it's not even like he will be back in 6 weeks. They said they're going to evaluate it. That's a long time. We're 6 weeks away from Christmas.
I know.
Christmas is 6 weeks from now.
The thing about that is, in 6 weeks you're gonna miss like 18 games. That's a lot of, at least 16. That's a lot of games to be played, and also there's a ramp up process once you get back. So we might not see the good Christian Braun until the new year. That's rough. Denver's going to have to figure out ways to adjust and go around that.
We're going to get to that here in just a second, but you're all right, man. All the way to Christmas, 18 games is a big portion of the season. Some really bad luck for a guy who's otherwise been an Iron Man. But, just getting back to this game, do you have any other notes on them and what they've been up to? They won 4 in a row.
They have won 4 in a row, and they're actually favored in this game, the Timberwolves.
Nuggets haven't been underdogs in a while.
They've not been underdogs in a while. We're going to see, obviously, this is the first time that David Adelman has been put in a position where he has to make adjustments. He doesn't just have the luxury of kind of messing around, but now he actually has to recobble the starting lineup. Missing 2 guys is nothing to sneeze at. I don't feel like it's a fake game, but it does feel like a lot more of a challenge than anything we've faced to this point.
It is funny, though, because we were talking about who they beat, Dev, on yesterday's show. Here's their 4 wins. Utah, Sacramento, Utah, Sacramento. What a weird schedule that they literally had the same
What the hell's
teams.
going on in the NBA?
Yeah, there's nothing to feed off of that either.
Nothing.
Like, you're beating
Nothing.
a team that is supposed to, that is losing. They're winning. Losing
Yeah.
every time, it seems like. But also, the scheduling is crazy for everyone. I know that we're with the Nuggets, so we are like, hey, they're against us. I feel like everybody goes through something crazy like that.
It looks like, according to Underdog here,
Things have changed. Huh?
do you have the starting lineup? I just saw it drop.
No, I don't have that. But people in the chat are telling me that the Nuggets are favored. I guess it maybe depends on where you're looking. But
Louise bet
it's one point
365.
or another. But no, I've not seen the starting lineup. Please,
It's a pick 'em.
it's a pick 'em.
Let's wait and see because it's coming out from a fantasy website, not from the official Nuggets, so we'll just kind of wait on that to come in. But let's talk about this top story here, Christian Braun being out. This is, in one hand, Christian Braun, to your point, is replaceable, and there's an upside to this. Denver gets to play some of the guys that I think in a controlled environment. You still have your most important players, and now you get to experiment potentially with Tim Hardaway Jr., with Spencer Jones, with Peyton Watson, with Bruce Brown. You get to mix up and maybe try some different combos, some rotations. Julian Strawther, I suspect, moves up now and will get some minutes. And I think that could be, I wish it wasn't, to your point, 18-plus games, but It is nice that you can maybe even give a guy like Peyton Watson some starts here and there and see how he looks with an elevated role.
He does not understand how, not to say he doesn't, this is a huge moment for Peyton Watson. Like, it truly is, especially with what has happened, as of recent. He didn't get the contract that I'm sure that he wanted. Denver now gets to get a deeper look at him of, like, how important is he. He also can push his, how good he is to other teams right now, and also the importance for this Nuggets team. If the Nuggets are to win a championship, it is because Peyton Watson was able to separate himself, because there's not many Peyton Watsons in this league. So this is a great opportunity for him. But also, I think he has to key in on what it is that he's going to bring to the table that separates him.
Right.
It's going to have to be defense. It's going to have to be consistency. It's going to have to be, providing a spark and keeping that the entire time. And he's been off to a really good start to this year, but it hasn't been as important as it is right now when all eyes are on you.
Yeah.
So this is a prime spot for Peyton Watson to say, this is who I am. This is what the rest of the league thinks I am.
Yeah, and like tonight is the night where he gets to go up against another Peyton Watson in this league, Jaden McDaniels. Like, those two are like really comparable players. It's like one of the most common comps that he gets, and we're gonna see like how he actually stacks up. We don't know the starting lineup yet. I'm still waiting.
It's here. I just got it. Do you want it?
Go ahead, brother.
Jamal Murray,
Okay.
Aaron Gordon,
Yep.
Nikola Jokic,
Yeah.
Tim Hardaway Jr.,
Yep.
and Peyton Watson.
It's exactly Kale asked me what I thought it'd be. This is exactly what I thought.
What
it
I
was
like
gonna be.
about this, I think it's actually harder if only one of the two are out. It's almost harder to fill just Christian Braun or just
I agree,
or just
yeah.
Cam. But when both of them are out, Tim Hardaway Jr. and Peyton Watson are like Brown and Cam Johnson, but in reverse.
I agree.
And so it's kind of neat. And I'll tell you this, the thing the Nuggets starting lineup may struggle with, I want to see them tested on it, but is athleticism. Minnesota has a lot of athleticism. I think Peyton Watson ups your athleticism more so than Christian Braun or Cam Johnson. So I actually think this is a great spot for Peyton Watson to go in and make his presence felt.
And they're going to need him. And this is really the matchup for him. Can Peyton Watson slow down Anthony Edwards? Because I feel like that has to be the matchup for him. It's not going to be a Tim Hardaway Jr. I would not give him that. But also, they're going to try to expose him out of everybody in that matchup right now, everybody in the lineup. So this is going to be an opportunity to say, I play defense. So yes, this is important.
You know what, though, D-Line? As much as Peyton Watson, I think, is a great defender, underrated, he guards Naz Reid and does a great job guarding Naz Reid. He can guard Jaden McDaniels. That mold of player, I think he's very good at. The strong guard, the strong, muscly guy. That's the one I think he actually struggles with. And so I look at this and say, yes, I think he's going to guard Anthony Edwards tonight. But that's a real challenge because I don't know if that's the mold of defender he is for that type of player.
Well, and that actually makes me wonder if Aaron Gordon is going to draw that primary defender. I mean, like,
except for Julius Randle, man. There's
Julius
no way.
Randle
and they do have Julius
Jaden
Randle.
McDaniels.
That's a great point.
You need that size.
That's a great point. No, you're right. I don't know. This is going to be really interesting. I mean, because
it's gonna be tough.
There is like a real interesting dynamic that is left because we've been, as much as we've been critical of Cameron Johnson, professional basketball players shooting this season, his defense and his rotation and the more cerebral part of the game has been spot on.
The Nuggets have just looked smooth. Even if he hasn't, they have with him there.
But so you put Tim Hardaway Jr. ostensibly in his position, or you don't really know, whatever. But you got to think the shooting is going to go way up, but then the defense in that position you feel like a lot worse about. So yeah, you've Peyton Watson, Aaron Gordon, you're going to be looking at those guys a lot to be able to shore up a lot of that the driving, at least the point of attack stuff.
My eyes in this game, though, are on Jamal Murray because he had a great game the last time they played. There's no Anthony Edwards. That's the guy that goes at him. And tonight, I'm just so curious. You're shorthanded. You got to step up now on the offensive end, but also on the defensive end. I'm just so curious to see what kind of game Jamal has tonight. If he has a rough game tonight, it's going to be loud.
It is going to be loud. And also, that is like the calling card for Minnesota is they put Anthony Edwards on Jamal Murray.
Yep.
He's like, that's the matchup that I want. And if they have to guard each other, I mean, Jamal could like separate himself and show like, I'm back. This is who I am, because we have not been seeing that. And we already know that Anthony Edwards is going to be up for the task, but there are some other pieces that are no longer there for Minnesota. So Jamal can say like, I did well last time because y'all don't have those same pieces. I'm going to like be able to like double that up. So this is going to be a spot for him to prove it.
Yeah, and just to say it, I mean, the starters for the Timberwolves are who you would expect. They've got Dante DiVincenzo, Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels, Julius Randle, and Rudy Gobert.
That's such a big lineup, man. I mean, everybody's going to have to rebound. Everybody's going to have to defend. You're going to have to match physicality. I think this is going to be a really, really interesting one. And just to kind of keep moving forward here in our conversation, all right, so tonight's a big test. This is a tough team. I'm excited to see it. I think this is going to really reveal how David Adelman feels about the pecking order on this team, because Spencer Jones has played a big role in very limited minutes, but it's almost like you can tell he has some trust. Tonight might be a Spencer Jones game, because I just said Peyton Watson. I want him guarding Jaden McDaniels, Naz Reid.
Absolutely.
He's not going to be able to start out guarding those guys, but I do think as the game rotates, you'll get him there. Spencer Jones might end up being the guy where it's like, who can guard Anthony Edwards? Well, he has the speed and strength to do it. I don't know if he can guard him, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's asked to do that later in the game.
They're going to ask a lot of Spencer Jones in this game because this matchup calls for Spencer Jones. He's going to be able to step out on an Anthony Edwards, who's a smaller guard, but he's big enough, strong enough to be able to, switch onto a Julius Randle, push a Jaden McDaniels around and also just hold his own. You can't get the same switches that they were able to just get every single, time. So Spencer Jones, how we talked about Peyton Watson, Spencer Jones is in that same mode of he has athleticism, he has strength. He's going to be able to play some defense.
Yeah, this is like the perfect game for him to step in. This is actually like for the, I mean, you obviously don't want any injuries to happen, but like I would say the beneficiaries of this are going to be Spencer Jones and Julian Strawther, and they're both like, I imagine Julian Strawther's going to slot right into the bench role that Tim Hardaway Jr. had, and Spencer Jones is going to slot right into the role that Peyton Watson had, and Naz Reid is probably somebody that is going to be checked a lot by Spencer Jones, I would imagine, and that's like kind of a perfect matchup for him also. I don't know. This is the first time I felt like really, really good about how deep the Nuggets are. To this point, it's actually kind of been a little bit of a detriment because you're like, well, Spencer Jones, you want to get him minutes because he's flashed. Julian Strawther, you want to get him minutes because he's looked like he's improved, but like there's just been no opportunity.
I think there's a chance that Julian Strawther, like you think about this, Spencer Jones hasn't played that much. Is it possible he's the one that gets a lot of the minutes and Julian's almost don't change or change very little? I think that's a possibility, or vice versa. What I will say is the Nuggets without Christian Braun and Cam Johnson feel to me more like last year's Nuggets. I could look at the starting lineup and say, okay, I feel good about that. Bruce off the bench, Val off the bench, okay. After that, Spencer Jones, Julian Strawther, to me, I'm still like, would you be surprised if they had an atrocious game tonight? No. And they could have good games, but I'm saying if they had an atrocious game, you wouldn't be surprised.
Right.
And that's how I felt last year.
Right.
So it almost feels like the depth now pushes back to last year. But as bad as Denver was last year, they still won 50 games. They're still a good team.
And they frankly should have won a lot more. They just
Yeah.
completely went into shutdown in the final stretch.
Who do you expect with the Nuggets starters and, who do you think is going to guard each other in this one? Because this one is tough, I think, especially with those, new additions to the starting lineup. Who do you think guards who?
Well, part of me wonders if, could you have gone to a lineup today that had Spencer Jones and Tim Hardaway? I don't know if you could have, because I think Peyton's is such an important piece that sends a bad sign if two guys are out. But it's just because of the size of Anthony Edwards. So now it's Peyton Watson. You're going to get the start. We believe in you. But this matchup is a tough one for anybody, and now we're putting you in a spot where you have to go out and make that. So to me, I think Spencer Jones plays a lot tonight, but it might just be very matchup. The Nuggets are more matchup dependent now that they're shorthanded than they were previously, where I think you just play your guys. This might be a Spencer Jones night, but the next game against Chicago might be a Julian night.
Yeah.
Is Jamal going to guard DiVincenzo?
Yes.
Who guards Anthony Edwards?
So this is where it's like it's probably P. Watt, and plus we know that Peyton wanted this matchup last time these guys matched up in the playoffs. Like he wanted this. Like I don't think he's intimidated by Anthony Edwards any more so than anybody else in the league. I mean, I think that there's anybody going up against Ant you're worried about, but I don't think that he feels overmatched in that way. I do think, though, that he's just like a perfect matchup with Jaden McDaniels. Those two are like the exact same body comp, but you're right, like. Does Tim Hardaway Jr. make more sense on that? I feel like there's going to be a lot of switching.
Maybe even a lot of zone. What I will say is, great chance for Peyton Watson to make a name for himself, though. This is an opportunity. If you do go in and force Anthony Edwards to a below-average night, that will be loud. And so to me, I look at it and say this is a huge opportunity. Before we move on to betting, though, I do want to ask one other question, which is Cam Johnson is day-to-day. It's possible he's back when the Nuggets come back home and play against the Chicago Bulls. So you're really going to be without one guy for a while, Christian Braun. And so if you're only replacing him, I think it's easy because both are out. But if you're only replacing Christian Braun, who gets the start there?
P. Watt.
Peyton Watson at shooting guard.
Yeah, I think it's Tim Hardaway.
Do you?
Yeah, just because it's the matchup, or that's where he's supposed to be. It's a shooting guard.
But he's offensive.
But also, you do need a spark in that second unit. You need some scoring, and Tim Hardaway Jr. brings that scoring.
To me, this honestly, a lot of that question is answered by how Julian Strawther looks tonight, because he, to me, is it is Tim Hardaway Jr. and Julian Strawther that are kind of vying for that same spot. If they do feel good enough that they can take Tim Hardaway Jr.'s scoring off that bench unit and replace it with Peyton Watson, then it's like, all right, cool, you go to the starting unit. I just feel like, I don't know, Peyton Watson and Christian Braun are inextricably linked to one another. Even though they are different body types, it's like they're kind of viewed similarly. And I don't know.
Why not Bruce?
Great question.
No, here's the question I have.
Question.
Every team has one elite guard. This is the modern NBA. Guards are there. You don't want Jamal Murray having to take an elite guard assignment every night. So to me, it's almost like if you played Tim Hardaway and Jamal, that means Tim Hardaway is guarding Giddey or Ant, or like every night there's one of those guys, or you're playing guys out of position and hoping you can fill behind. And that's why I don't know if it'll be Tim Hardaway Jr. Just, he can shoot, because then you're putting pressure on those two guys to guard, and your defense starts with that containment with those two guys. Could be Peyton. I think it'd be very interesting. I kind of think it might be Bruce, though. We've seen him with the starters before. He knows what to do, and when you put him next to Jamal, his role becomes very simple. Really guard, really make extra plays. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was him, ironically not starting tonight.
Yeah, I was just going to say, that means he jumps over two other guys and one in his actual position.
But it's easy, though, to think about these two are out, so you replace shooting and scoring, or shooting and defense.
So do you think that the second unit is kind of just married to each other? Like they just stick together then?
I think the consideration that has to be made, and look, it could be any of these guys. It could be Spencer Jones, quite frankly.
Yeah.
But I think the consideration that has to be made is Jamal, you do not want having to play 36 minutes guarding the other team's best guard. That's such a tough assignment. And so if it's Tim Hardaway in that spot, then he takes on that assignment, which probably is not the best assignment for him. That's just the only consideration.
No, I hear that. Real fast, before we get to betting section, I see you have a Riot Squad shirt on right now.
Brother.
What happened?
You know what happened.
Tell us what happened.
Oh, we just messed around today. My 9-year-old Ellie. We just messed around and won a little championship today. little third grade. It's a preseason tournament, so this is like before the season gets going.
Just to get the season
going.
The under 9 girls NBA Emirates Cup.
This was the Emirates Cup. We wanted the cup. We got the cup today. It's so fun, man. I tell people. Somebody was asking me earlier. Asked Mark Stein. He was asking me if I get more excited. Actually, my producer James. If I get more excited for playing or watching my girls play. Yep. I get so excited for watching my girls play. I'm 5 out of 10 excited for this Nuggets game. I was 10 out of 10 for my Broomfield feeder team third grade girls games tonight. They were great.
It was the ship, though, too. It's the ship. Of course you were excited.
My girl was Reggie Evans tonight. You remember his game? 26 boards, 4 points. 1 of 30 shooting. It was
scraggly beard.
That's what I meant. No, it was awesome. Our pregame picks are presented by Bet365. Download the Bet365 app and use the code DNVR365. Deposit $10. Place a bet of $5 to get $150 in bonus bets. Must be 21 or older, physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER.
All right, let's get this money before my phone dies.
Oh, man.
The Nuggets come into this game as 1-point favorites.
Okay. Line
this
of
one
shift.
was all on Jokic. They were 2.5-point underdogs to start the day. Jokic says he's playing. It was already questionable. He's playing. They're 1-point favorites. I like the Nuggets. I want them to just end this one. Just end it so you could just put that to bed and get back to winning. I like how Denver looks this year. I'm going to go over 234. It's going to be a lot of scoring in this game, especially for Minnesota's side. You have to match them in scoring. I think that there's going to be a high-scoring one, so 234 just seems pretty easy for me. On the other side of things, I think it's going to be a Julius Randle type of game. He's been playing extremely well as of late. He's going to get Aaron Gordon. I think he's going to get a lot of switches. He's just trying to score right now, and they're running the offense through him. Him and Anthony Edwards have been on a scoring tear as of late. And I just feel like they're just set up for them two to be having the ball in their hands and scoring the ball like the over. On the Nuggets side of things, where you guys get excited, is I like Tim Hardaway Jr. for our three-pointers bet.
Yeah.
It's only 2.5. He'd be getting up like 12 threes with the backup unit. With Jokic, with starters, with spacing, I think he's going to let it fly. I wouldn't be surprised if he had a 12-point, or a 12 field goal attempt from 3 shot. Like, I just think he's going to shoot the ball a lot. I like the over 2.5 threes. I also really like, this is my second leg, Tim Hardaway Jr. to score 12.5 points. I think he could get this in all threes. I just really think this is going to be a 3-point game for him. I think he's going to be able to score with ease. They're going to overplay everyone else. It opens the door for Tim Hardaway Jr., so give me the over there. I like Aaron Gordon's rebounds, as I always do, especially with Julius Randle. I just feel like this is two bullies trying to go at each other. So they are really locked in the entire time. It's a respect, type of thing. Rebounds is where you go and earn it. Go show that you're working harder than everyone else. Jamal Murray has gotten some success as of late against Minnesota. This is a matchup that he really struggled in, but not having those same type of defenders that they have is slowing them down a bit. there changes things for me. I think he's going to try to score. I think he's going to try to get himself going early. Points, I just think that it's just too low at 21.5. I'm going to go over for Jamal Murray for points. I haven't done this bet a lot this year, but I just think that right now it's very easy to lock it in. Nikola Jokic over 49.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He has shown us that he could get this in points alone.
Oh, yeah.
He's in
also
such a
shows
groove, man.
that he could grab every single rebound. He's going to try to be battle for, with Rudy Gobert down there. So I think that this is going to be a points, rebounds, and assists type of night. This bet I've actually never, ever given out. Let's give it a try. Jokic over 16.5 field goal attempts.
Oh.
He attacks
Really?
Rudy Gobert every time now.
He does go at
That
him.
was a person that they used to say he slowed him down, gave him issues. Not anymore. You don't see any duds against Rudy Gobert. You also don't see him not trying to score. This is like a respect thing that he goes, this is the guy y'all think that can slow me down. He can't. So the 16.5 field goal attempts, I think he easily clears this one. And for our lock, it's Jokic.
He is a lock right now.
He is
Points, 27.5. I seen him get 25 points in the first quarter last game.
When
I
was
remember-
that?
I remember
Oh,
that.
right, last
You
game.
think he's going to slow down now?
Maybe. We don't know.
You're
Jokic is so
crazy.
mercurial.
No, you're crazy. I really do think that he's going to try to attack Rudy Gobert. He always does now. Like, it's just like lock him in. This is when he's the most locked in. 27.5 points. I think he's going to go for 40 in this game. So let's just easily get that one.
You think Jokic has been reading his own think pieces?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you have I bet sometimes you like to throw something out there?
I mean, I kind of like where Dev's mind is on a lot of that. I mean, I really like the Aaron Gordon rebound bet. He's been rebounding a lot this year. I'm gonna nothing I feel strongly about. I'm just tailing Dev tonight.
It's
Dev
the
tonight.
Jokic points for sure.
You think? No, I'm a little nervous about that because
Oh, no.
Jokic is so weird, man.
The wrist, we'll find
Got
out.
the wrist, but
Here's the
he's
thing:
something-
Jokic is so weird. He's just dominating, though.
He's about
He
to-
kind of knows it
He's
too.
gonna say, yeah, they think that my wrist is hurting. I'm shooting all left hand floaters for the
On
next
the hurt wrist.
for the next quarter. All left hand floaters.
He's
just to
pissed at
show
the
it.
injury report. I love it. Super chats, Kale. Looks like we got from Amin. He says Jamal shoot 10 plus threes. They go under half the time. Okay. Oh, is he saying that's a bet? I don't know.
He's saying to go, yeah.
Colby Cheeser says Jokic won't have one of his favorite weapons tonight with CB. I'm interested to see if our transition game suffers.
Yeah, which means Jokic post ups. You're not getting fast break points. You got to get it in a half court set.
Although
which
Nuggets,
he's-
P-Watt has been leaking out too. Like,
Nuggets had 2 days off coming into this one too. We didn't
Yeah.
really consider that. Maybe it's a very fresh team. Although the Nuggets seem to be more of a rhythm team than anything. But
you know
we'll
what?
find out.
I'm going to bet on P-Watt tonight. I'm going to bet on P-Watt.
You're gonna bet on P-Watt.
I'm going to take some stocks from my
Ooh,
man.
I would love that.
I'm taking some stocks. I don't know what it is. I don't know what the line is, but that's what I'm betting on. I'm
Might be
betting
the
on,
vibiest way for this to go. P-Watt makes a big impression. Everybody calm yourselves down. Watch along today, Kale? Yep. The work never stops. Everybody, hit the like button. Head on over to the watch along. We'll go over there and get set up.
We all silly like the mayor.